Hello, beautiful souls. So today's lesson is here, and that's another beautiful one. I'm glad that we're moving into kind of the remembrance that miracles are God's gifts to us, and that miracles are not needed in heaven, they are needed here in this world. So miracles, in a true sense, are a mirror of God's eternal love. A miracle literally changes our mind that we may reflect God's eternal love here, instead of our experience simply being that of the effect of the ego. Pain and sadness and anger and confusion and frustration and lack of purpose. Lack, period. So in remembering that miracles are our tools, then slowly but surely we become less and less frightened by them. We become less and less hesitant of them and begin to recognize that miracles are natural. That miracles are our right as children of God. So let's settle into today's lesson as we open up our heart and open up our mind to receive these miracles and thus give these miracles and have a continual experience of giving and receiving the eternal love and eternal joy that our Father has given us all equally. So today's lesson in wholeness is lesson 350. Holy macaroni, 350 already, guys. We're almost coming on the end of the year. Miracles mirror God's eternal love. To offer them is to remember Him, and through His memory to save the world. This is what miracles are for, to help save the world. And yes, the world is a dream. Yes, the world is illusion. But the only way we can wake up out of this dream is first by doing it together, and secondly, by allowing this world to become a happy dream. We can't wake up into eternal love from fear. So the dream of fear has to be translated to the dream of happiness in order to wake up out of this dream together. So that's why we are saviors of the world. The world needs to become happy when we allow the miracles in our mind to remind us of what God wills for us, which is perfect happiness. So miracles mirror God's eternal love. To offer them is to remember Him, and through His memory to save the world. So as I give, I'll remember God, and from the remembrance of God, the world is saved. And so here's our prayer for today. What we forgive becomes part of us as we perceive ourselves. The Son of God incorporates all things within Himself as you created Him. Your memory depends on His forgiveness. What He is unaffected by His thoughts. But what He looks upon is their direct result. Therefore, my Father, I would turn to You. Only Your memory will set me free. And only my forgiveness teaches me to let Your memory return to me and give it to the world in thankfulness. We're getting to see here that forgiveness and a miracle are synonymous. That what we forgive in the world now becomes part of us. We perceive it as ourselves. But we don't necessarily perceive the fear or the anger or the war or the terror as part of ourselves. But instead, we get to look at what we saw as terror and anger and means for attack, etc., etc. We get to look at that through right perception, through the vision of Christ that purifies and cleanses that vision that we thought we saw before, and allows the vision of Christ to be replaced by the vision of the eyes of the world. And so in that purified vision, that becomes part of us. We get to see the innocence, that becomes part of us. We get to see the holiness behind the blame, that becomes part of us. We get to see the Son of God, that becomes part of us. So what we begin to perceive through forgiveness, right? It's the forgiven perception that looks upon the innocent. It's the forgiven perception that looks upon the holy. And so once we forgive, it all becomes part of us, because the Son of God incorporates all things within himself as you created him. God created us all equal. God created us all love. And so when we allow our thoughts of fear to be reinterpreted to love, that love becomes part of us, and it includes all things. God's love is all inclusive. It is for everyone. It incorporates everyone together. So your memory depends on his forgiveness. We can remember God only through forgiveness. We remember God by seeing that forgiven brother in each other. And that is what it means by a miracle reflects God's eternal love. A miracle is of mind. So when forgiveness is extended from my mind to your mind, that is the miracle, the give and the receive. So it's first received by my mind from God so that I can give it to your mind. Then it's received by your mind and given back to my mind. This literally becomes the mirror. This becomes the space that reflects God's eternal love. And this is what we are wanting to give all the time. And in allowing ourselves to look at our brother, and now we see the miracle there, and now we see God's love there, bam! We remember God. We see the beauty, the gloriousness of God in front of us in our brothers. Oh my God, hallelujah. You know, simplest, most fastest way to wake up is through our relationships. Whether they be the relationships that we go to bed with at night, the ones that we have online, the ones that we meet on the street, the ones we've grown up with, the strangers we've yet to meet. All of our relationships. So your memory depends on his forgiveness. What he is unaffected by his thoughts. So once we are within the forgiven perception, we are unaffected by our thoughts. Thoughts are thoughts. So what? You know, we'll see the thoughts come in, we'll see the thoughts come out, but it doesn't mean we have to identify with them. It doesn't mean we have to believe that they're true about us or about anyone. They're just thoughts. So we are unaffected by his thoughts. And what he looks upon is their direct result. But what he looks upon is their direct result. So this is where we get to use our world, our life, our day-to-day moments as our testing ground for healed perception. So that when something happens in our life that causes us to move into that space of being upset or sad or angry or frustrated, we then get to realize that right there is the mistaken perception. That right there is a direct result of my own thinking. Therefore, I can go to the source of my thinking and let it be changed there, so that I am no longer affected by what appears to be outside of me, because I have changed and corrected the cause inside of me. So again, when we change our perception, the experience outside changes. So what is happening outside is a direct result of our thinking. So therefore, my Father, I turn to you. I turn to you because I don't know how to change my mind by myself. Therefore, my Father, I turn to you. Only your memory will set me free. Instead of seeing the effect of my thinking in the world, I want to see the effect of your thinking in the world. Thank you, Father, that instead of seeing the effect of my thinking in the world, I want to see the effect of your thinking in the world. Only your memory will set me free. And only my forgiveness teaches me to let your memory return to me and give it to the world in thankfulness. This is what forgiveness teaches. That our Father's memory can return to us, and then we can give it to the world in absolute gratitude. That God is real and we are one with him. And the answer to all our problems is in our mind. Thank you, Father. This is a gift we want to give. And the more we give this gift, the more we receive this gift. And so to conclude, as we gather miracles from him, we will indeed be grateful. For as we remember him, his Son will be restored to us in the reality of love. In the reality of love. This is almost even reminding me of an earlier lesson. I will be still an instant and go home. This world is not your home. So if you still look out upon this world and think that this world is real, or that you're affected by this world and its laws or its people in some way, well, that means we must ask for what we really want, and what we really want is miracles. What we really want is a change of mind, so that we rest in this place of absolute gratitude, absolute peace, offering miracles, that we may shine here God's eternal love. So we are being restored back to the reality of love. There's a world beyond this world that I want. Our home is in God. And this is where all of the miracles and beautiful blessings are that we may give to the world through our forgiveness. Thank you, Father. So our thought to hold with us in our mind throughout the day, to contemplate, to apply, to experience. Miracles mirror God's eternal love. To offer them is to remember Him, and through His memory to save the world. Miracles mirror God's eternal love. To offer them is to remember Him, and through His memory to save the world. I will to give only miracles today, beautiful souls. And I hope that you join me. Mwah! Have a beautiful, miraculous